Hey guys, Rustbelt Collector here with another video review of what is another Stormtrooper. I mean, we have this guy here. This is just a stand-in. If you watch my latest live stream, you saw me weathering up this 3 3/4 inch TVC Remnant Stormtrooper. And if you watched my last review, you saw me reviewing this guy right here. Let me just adjust the camera up. Oh, that guy right there. The 6-inch Black Series Stormtrooper Commander. A really awesome figure. And today we have yet another Imperial, also from Gamestop. That's right, today we are taking a look at the next in the lineup of the Gaming Greats series in the 6-inch Black Series line. GameStop exclusive. I don't even know if I said all that in the right order, but it is a 6-inch Black Series figure from the Gaming Greats line, and it is a GameStop exclusive. This is the Shadow Stormtrooper from Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Fantastic game, guys. That was a fantastic game. I loved playing that game. But anyways, this is another one of the classic exclusive boxes where it's a little bit different than the standard red and black that you get with all your other Black Series. You have some really nice blue detailing on that picture there, slightly lighter blue shade here in the text, a bright blue background, blue text on the side, a bright blue stripe on the side with no number, just the Gaming Greats symbol there because it is, of course, not a numbered figure. It is not in the standard line because it is an exclusive. Here on the back you have a little bit of a bio along with some, legal stuff, the danger and attention not for under 3 years of age, that sort of thing. But here it says, Star Wars The Force Unleashed follows Darth Vader's secret apprentice trained to hunt down and destroy Jedi, while Shadow Stormtroopers use cloaking devices to ambush enemies. These guys were kind of a pain in the game from memory, and I just remember they popped up, but you could electrocute them with Force Lightning, and that would deactivate their cloaking, and you would be able to kill them easier. Here it is next to the Stormtrooper Commander of the same Gaming Greats line. Basically the same, all things considered, however, the shade of blue is darker. So on the Commander you have this nice royal blue, you might say, like a dark blue, and then over here you have more of a baby blue or like a sky blue. Same goes for the side panels there. You can kind of see how those are different colors, but really it makes a nice display. If you're collecting solely the Gaming Greats, or if you're just collecting, all the Gaming Greats, let's say, these lined up on a shelf will look really nice because each one has a unique color, but they still come in that very sleek black box that we are used to and that is now also being phased out as we go into this next season of action figure releases. So with all of that out of the way and talked about, let's break this open and take a look at this figure. I feel like it's going to be a lot of the same, but there's some unique pieces to this figure that we have never seen on a previous Star Wars Stormtrooper. So let's do it. And here he is, all out of the packaging, free from his plastic bonds, and he looks amazing. I know you might just say, well, it's just a recoloring, a repainting of the standard Stormtrooper mold that we've seen 1,000 times before. And you'd be partially right. This is basically the same mold we've gotten with the Sand Troopers, Stormtroopers, Shock Troopers, you name it. Even really the Mimban Stormtrooper that we got, apart from the head sculpt, is the same figure. And it's a pretty solid figure. I'm not going to say that there's anything wrong with it. However, this is the last figure in this mold that we are getting, according to Hasbro. Next wave, we'll be getting a new Stormtrooper mold, more so in the line of the Rogue One Stormtrooper. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a nice change, but we'll be saying farewell to a very classic mold. This is a good, solid Stormtrooper action figure and has a lot of really positive points about it. So let's get into that. First up, I'll just say right off the bat, he comes with a standard E11 and a standard long blaster. There is nothing really to talk about here. It is the same one that comes with basically all of these Stormtrooper releases, and it's really solid. You're not going to complain about some extra Imperial blasters. As for the figure, he has the standard Stormtrooper articulation that we've seen before. I'll go over it very quickly just because, you might not be familiar with that if you're new to collecting or something like that. So he has a ball joint and a hinge at his neck, so he has really a lot of articulation for an armored trooper. You got that, like that, forward, which can go forward like that, back like that. You have shoulders that can kind of kind of go up. They don't really go up. You can sometimes force that armor up and over the chest plate, but I don't recommend it. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which get really nice bend there, and then hinge and a swivel at the wrist, which gives you all the articulation that you could need for posing with a weapon. Nice torso swivel or ball joint gives you plenty of motion there, all the way around, forward and back. You have ball jointed hips with a swivel at the thigh, allowing you to kind of swivel that armor around just like so. Double joints at the knees, which lets you get all the way back there so that the stormtroopers can fairy dance through the garden just like a happy stormtrooper does. And then down here at the ankle you have a ratcheted swivel along with a rocker, so that's always nice. Of course, as I kind of maybe got in with my last video, these stormtroopers are prone to have really bad positioning with the ankle. It either locks in there or it locks in there, and neither one of those lays perfectly flat. Like, it kind of should be in between those, but you either get it there or you get it there. So it takes a little bit of finessing with the knees and the hips and getting them all lined up to get them to stand, but they will stand up. It's just, it needs a little bit of a redesign, and so hopefully they'll address that with the next Stormtrooper. So okay, with all that basic stuff that we kind of already knew out of the way, what makes this Stormtrooper so amazing? And there's a couple reasons why I think this might be one of my all-time favorite Stormtroopers. First of all, it's a Shadow Stormtrooper. I missed out on the SDC exclusive where it was the Shadow Bike Scout and the Shadow Stormtrooper. That one was more of just a solid casting in black plastic, whereas this one has a lot more detail, but it's still a nice Shadow Trooper. You know, it's a stealthy Stormtrooper, looks very menacing. You wouldn't want to encounter these as a rebel, and I love it. I really do love it. With this figure, though, it's more than just being cast in black plastic in certain areas, because it also has translucent areas. I don't know how much of that shows up on camera, but if you bring a flashlight back behind here, you can see how all that clear plastic really illuminates. You can kind of see the inner workings of how they make these joints work as well, which is pretty neat, but the key thing here is to kind of give you that sense of the Stormtrooper phasing in and out of his cloaking. It's really nice. It's a very cool effect. You can see it on the forearms, on the biceps, on the torso. You can also see it continue down here on the thighs as well as the calves. It goes down into the feet, and I think the feet are just cast in a solid plastic. But it's a really, really nice effect. I think it looks so good, and yeah, I'm really glad that they took the effort to give it that special touch as a cloaking trooper, a shadow trooper from The Force Unleashed. So let's also talk about this paint scheme, because it's really unique, and I think that the paint scheme is what sets off all of this together. The translucence, the black plastic, the blue highlights. The paint is just what really makes it pop. It is more than just, you know, standard black armor. There's really a gunmetal kind of metallic spray paint, or possibly maybe even metallic bits mixed into the plastic. I really don't know. But you can see that all there on the chest, as well as the helmet, the shoulders. It gives a really nice glinty look to it. Same thing down here on the legs. And I don't know how much of this will be picked up in camera, but it really does look fantastic when you see it in person. It's probably most prominent here on the helmet, where it's kind of like a big splash. And this actually reminds me of the most recent Shadow Trooper made in the Lego line. Or not the most recent, because they did like the 20th anniversary line where they re-released the Imperial dropship. So the line before that, where they released the Battlefront 2 Battle Pack, and it had the Shock Troopers and the Shadow Trooper with kind of like the gray blotchiness on his helmet. I don't know if you guys understand that reference, but this is kind of what it reminds me of. You also have these nice blue highlights that run around the shoulder pads, and those kind of mimic the blue on the packaging actually. Now I had to zoom in close to get this, but you'll notice on the torso here there's actually a little bit of blue, like a dry brushing going on, that really accentuates the detail in the sculpting, and also kind of just gives it a nice look when you shine the light through the back of it. The same thing is happening down here on the knee as well, just a little bit of a blue dry brush, and it just pops off that detail really nicely. So all in all, I think this is a really fantastic figure. It has a lot of great detail going on, and even for just a standard, you know, repaint, recasting, whatever you want to call it, It's really fantastic. It's a great upgrade to the original figure. The translucent plastic and the way that they've painted onto the translucent plastic so that it kind of gradients down into the clear part, you know, it goes from a solid painted area down into the part where you can see through it, gives it that really interesting and unique look of phasing in and out of cloaking. And so yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this. This is definitely one of my favorite Stormtroopers that they've released, even more so than the Commander, but it still hasn't beat the Mimban Stormtrooper. The Mimban Stormtrooper will always be my favorite, but this is a close runner-up, probably third or fourth favorite Stormtrooper. I don't know, maybe I'll have to do like a JCC 2224 style top 10 Black Series Stormtroopers video, and I'll rank the Stormtroopers that I have. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. That might be a fun video to do. But anyways, definitely pick this up if you're a fan of the Stormtroopers or just troopers in general. I know presently it is in stock on the Gamestop website, but that can change from day to day. So, you know, if you want to get it, probably don't wait too long to get it, just because Stormtroopers and just troopers in general tend to sell pretty fast. You know, they're popular. But anyways, guys, that's about all I have to say about this Stormtrooper. It is another fantastic addition to the ranks of the Imperial Army. Definitely might consider actually picking up a couple more of this guy just before, you know, he sells out. I know he's an exclusive, so that definitely will add a factor of rarity to him, and it's probably not likely that we will get a re-release unless they do like a repack or a re-release of the GameStop line. So that's where we'll wrap this video up, guys. As always, there's a link down in the description to my Instagram, my Facebook, all the other good places that you can find me at, keep up to date with the channel, and see some of my toy photography that I do. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, do those things if you feel so inclined. I do appreciate that when you do. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.